In Freemasonry, we connect dots. We connect things like logic and grammar to other elements of our lives. Yesterday, I talked about the beehive and how it's a product of industry and why it's so important, because the bees move around and they pollinate all of the trees, and then the trees yield a bounty. Well, that's something that a lot of people don't understand and that they're not connecting. Their industry, their work is connected to their ability to have a good life and how to improve things for those around them. In this case, the case of bees, for instance, well, if a bee does a great job, well, then maybe there's going to be a great bounty. There's going to be a whole bunch of apples on the tree or peaches or whatever it is. Well, we can do that in our lives too. Now that bounty, that sense of satisfaction, that ability to look at something and say, wow, yeah, I did that, or I improved that, that gives us a sense of purpose. That sense of purpose is one of the reasons why Masons tend to live longer. So have your sense of industry, have your ability to work hard and make accomplishments and see the fruits of your labors, because when you see those fruits, it's going to make you feel good. It's going to give you a sense of purpose. It's going to make you live longer. There are guys who, after they retire, they sit down on their recliners and they watch their Netflix or their Hulu or whatever they want to watch. 6 months later, they're gone. Imagine working your entire life, and 6 months after you're done, after you've retired, you sit down and you never get up again. Well, Masons live longer for multiple reasons. Among them, that we have a sense of industry, we have a sense of accomplishment that makes us proud, whether it has to do with our memory work or whether it has to do with staying busy and yielding up a bounty. In this case, I'm at one of my apple trees. It's going to be pretty awesome in another month. But think about that. Think about when I pull those off the tree in October. That's like retirement. Enjoy it, earn it, work toward that goal. And after you've worked toward that goal, you can decide to share your bounty if you so choose. So let's bring it all back to the bees and the beehive. The beehive, it's a symbol of industry, and the bees, they've been working and they get all sorts of great things done. Why? Because they're working together. They can accomplish so much more together than they can apart. And then what ends up happening? Well, then you get the bounty. And the bounty is, in this case, you've got the apples. The apples are simply a byproduct that can be shared with the rest of effectively, the collective hive. And then you've got the honey, and that's going to help them get their way through the winter. So you understand how we're connecting the dots? I realize that some people can't connect those dots, and I'm sorry for them. That's not my fault. It's not my problem either, because in Freemasonry, we can actually work to make ourselves better. And it also, along the way, it can make the world a better place as well. So far, we've talked about bees, individual bees, instead of a collection of bees. And when the collection of bees gets together, they're called a beehive. Well, people have the same sort of thing. Those who want to be industrious, they're individuals. And in Masonry, they're brother Masons. Together, they're a lodge.